It's Online Biz Real Talk today, and we have an incredible subject today. I'm super excited to have all of my business partners here, and there's a lot of them backstage. Our incredible subject today is in life, there could be challenges, right? We all go through challenges. But what keeps us moving forward, right? And what keeps us staying focused on this online business and moving forward? That's our subject today. So thank you all for joining. God bless everyone. We decided to do a little bit late in the afternoon today because we wanted to bring all our business partners. Thank you all for joining. This is my co-host, Paulo. Why don't you introduce yourself, Paulo?
Oh, hi everyone. My name is Paulo. I'm from Vancouver, Canada, and I'm co-hosting today with Georgia. And you guys probably see me every so often on here, so it's great to host and have this great topic because it is a very interesting topic because I mean we all have a lot on our plates. When we started this business, it takes a lot to try to to juggle your schedule in a way to do this business. So it's going to be great to hear people's perspectives and how they've been able to keep going with this business regardless of those challenges in personal life. So yeah, I don't know who wants to start off. Like, do you want me to start off or do you?
Yeah, you choose.
Yeah, I'll get Jasmine to start off, and because Jasmine, can you put yourself on mute and then just introduce yourself and just tell us sort of the challenges that have come up, when you first started? Because I know you just fairly started the business, recently started the business. So
Yes.
I'll let you talk.
All right. Well, thank you, everyone. My name is Jasmine Rodriguez, and I live in Houston, Texas. I'm a nanny, and most of the week, yeah, I work as a nanny, and I'm also a mom. I have two beautiful kids. I'm pretty busy. If it's not taking care of my kids, as I said, at work, and also I do, a lot of, I help around with church, my church group. I'm also very involved, and I do help also with the elders. Anyway, I'm pretty busy, and I'll tell you this: when I first I found out about the business, I was very attracted. I remember watching Georgia's webinar, and I was very. It made me. She knows really how to attract a person and wanting to know what the business is about. I always heard, and I working as a nanny, my time got reduced, my hours were less, and I was telling one day to myself, I would really like to do something more, but what could I do? And in my head started coming, these ideas. Why don't you try to do something online? But at the same time, um, I thought for a moment, well, probably my language could be a barrier because English is my second language, Spanish is my first one. And I thought, well, Jasmine, just give it a try. I mean, you won't lose anything with just trying to see what could be around. And one day I met this girl, Maria, who's also in the business, and she introduced me to the business. And then I met Georgia, which is my coach and her coach. And speaking to Georgia, she's a great motivator. She knows really how to connect with people, and I felt like I knew her for a long time, and she made me feel so comfortable. And she told me, Jasmine, don't worry about the language. We even have a support, in the group if you need help, and you can translate, any information of the business into Spanish. That shouldn't be, an obstacle for you not to learn. And I remember telling myself, hey, I think I can do this, so I give this leap of faith. And challenges, there always been challenges. I remember at the beginning, I struggled a little bit. Georgia was helping me out. I had issues with my computer. And when I decided to go on with the business, the time I thought I could use to work on the business started getting reduced because many other things came on the way. And there were moments when I was doubting myself, and I told myself, why did I got myself into? But at the same time, I told myself, Jasmine, if Georgia can do it, that has 5 children, and many other, ladies that I know in the business that have kids, and they're doing it, I told myself, I cannot let this, being an obstacle, not just having my kids attending my house and everything, but I'm like, I have always told myself and say, there's always time for everything. And even the Holy Scripture says that there's a time for everything. And I told myself, Jasmine, if you have time to watch TV, if you have time to go and shop, if you have time to do what you like to do, you have time to work in this business. And I always remind myself, don't let anything get on your way. I still, working, I'm learning, and as Georgia was saying it earlier, uh, being involved, it helps a lot for me to grow, and it's been helping me for me to grow. And I'm grateful, to be part of this business. And you have become also like a family, because there's always help from one or another member of our team. And I just don't let my doubts, I don't let anything that comes on the way to stop me from doing what I really want to what I want to do, to learn, to keep growing. And I'm not letting anything get on the way. Even when someone tells me, oh well, we'll see if this business really, it's something good, we got to see results. And I tell whoever comes around and tells me, hey, these we don't know, we have to see, we have to see results. And just saying it from my own experience, I know I'm already growing. Believe me, I'm normally this type of person who has a hard time communicating, with others. So I'm a little shy, but I told myself I have to come out of my comfort zone and really throw myself in the water. Otherwise, I will never grow. And I'm grateful to be here with all of you. And I'm telling you, I'm just every day I'm pushing myself to move forward. I'm not letting anything that comes on my way to affect me on growing in my business. And I'm so happy to say that I'm an online owner of my own business. I never thought this could be real for me, because I always thought I'm going to be helping others, maybe I'll just stay home. And in fact, my husband in the past said, you don't have to work, you can just stay home. But I see this business as an opportunity to bring a better income to my house, to help my husband, so we can take care of everything that needs to be covered. And I know that for me to do this, it's not just helping me, it's helping my husband, it's going to help my children, which they are also a motivation for me to keep going forward. So this is it for me. I will let the others talk too. I don't want to take too much time, but I'm happy to be here.
Love it. Love it. Yeah. So go on, Paulo. Sorry.
Sorry, yeah, no, I just wanted to point out how, Jasmine, you said you're not a great communicator, but here you are, you're live talking about your experiences. Like, that's such a big step, and that's what I love to see within our community, and people that we bring on here to just help encourage them to be comfortable speaking to, to this little lens right there, and people on the online space, and talking about their experiences. And I love how you pointed out your work struggles, your personal struggles, and your language struggles as well, because those are valid challenges. And it's great that you brought that up, because all of our challenges are going to be different per each individual. But I know for you in particular, it was the language that was that you bring up all the time. And just the ones that are watching or who are going to watch the replay, it just shows you that regardless if English is your second language, you can do this business, and don't let it stop you from pursuing any kind of business or stopping you from doing anything to help improve your quality of life. So thank you, Jasmine, for sharing that with us.
Thank you.
So I will pick. Let me go to. Let's see here. Sorry, my screen is really small in my eye. I've been on the screen all day, so it's. Should we do Nadia?
Yeah. Let's go, Nadia.
Hi guys. So my name is Nadia. I live in Airdrie, Alberta, Canada. I actually recently moved here, which was one of my biggest challenges as I moved here. Just recently in spring, we made a move from Ontario. This move threw me off completely, and I really stopped focusing on the business because there was a lot of adjustment, a lot of settling, a lot of new things. And I have 2 kids. I'm a stay-at-home mom, and I also bake cakes and cupcakes on the side. So that's like my side thing. I just enjoy it. And yeah, but as we settled a little better and everything got a little more calm, I was thinking, we started this business. Like, why am I stopping? Like, I need to make myself watch the replays of masterminds and all these lives. And what really keeps me going is remembering my why. Like, why did we come here? Why did we start this? As well as watching people seen succeed in this business, and you really like the replays and all these lives really remind you just how great this business is and how much it can change your life. So that's really what keeps me going at this point.
All right, thanks. Oh, I guess thanks, Nadia.
Sorry about that. Thank you, Nadia. Yeah, I was just texting Tito because he's on his way. He wants to join the live with us, so he may take over the show. Nadia, you're doing absolutely incredible, and I've seen that, and I've actually know what you're going through because I moved from Kamloops, BC to Kelowna, and it was a very big adjustment for me. Like, I felt lost. Has anybody ever seen Jack and Jill? Any of you guys seen Jack and Jill before? The movie with Adam Sandler, he plays his twin sister and himself. Anyways, Robert De Niro is in there, and I felt like him. Like, this is a funny kids movie that we watch all the time. So Robert De Niro moves from the Bronx to California. Not Robert De Niro. It was the guy who played Godfather. So it was the guy that played Godfather. Anyways, long story short, he literally is in the movie and saying that he doesn't know anything. And he's used to the Bronx, and he's in California, and he can't even find his house, and he has to click a beeper for his house. And it was so funny. My mind kept going back to this movie. I kept laughing at myself because I'm here in Kelowna. I don't know anything. The way Kelowna looks is the same. You either go west or east. Like, it's either way. And if you turn one way, you go in the wrong direction for like 20 minutes, and you don't know anything. You don't know what it went the wrong way. It all looks the same. So no, literally, it took me so long to adjust here in Kelowna, just with the driving, the GPS, the kids, getting them back onto schooling, everything. But I didn't let it get in my way. So I'm going to bug you. I have 5 kids. I didn't let it get in my way. I took a little time, here and there, and my business partners helped me. But what I want to say for those who are going through that, who are going through a move, who are going through something, whatever it is in their life, like an adjustment or a new job, because I've seen people catch on to new jobs and then just wipe out of the business or move and wipe out of the business or whatever the case may be. Work on your business. Like, for instance, if you're having dinner, right? Just tell your family, I'm going to have my laptop with me. Like, if you're sitting down and relaxing, or, because sometimes people during a move or during a new job, they're really overly tired, so they can't even focus. So if you're having a hard time, literally at night, and then you're like, I can't, I'm just too tired, then try to cut out times, and your family will understand. Like, during dinner time or during lunchtime, take your laptop and go. Let your husband watch the kids or whatever the case may be. I literally had to do that. I had, because I was in the midst of moving and focusing on my business, and I literally had to tell them, I'm sorry, I'm not going to have dinner with you. I need to focus. You guys are being loud. Just give me a little bit because we're together all the time anyway. So for a little tips of people having to do things, like when you have your downtime, when you're sitting down, instead of watching Netflix, or instead of, excuse me for saying, eating with the kids, that right then and there, take your little time to work on your business so you don't drop off fully, because that your money and your success and your growth is going to benefit your kids than missing, a couple of big huge dinners or whatever the case may be. Even sandwiches I would like, let me get something quick so I can literally feed these kids, so I can get them to bed, so I can literally work on my business, whatever the case may be. Little tips here I just wanted to give. But go on, Paulo, did you want to introduce the next person?
Yeah, let's bring up Susie. I know, Susie, you mentioned you have a bit of a cold, so hopefully when you chat, it won't be too hard on you. But if you are, just mute yourself and then cough and then come back on. So yeah, Susie, introduce yourself and tell people sort of what challenges have you had, while running your business.
Hi, my name is Susie. I live in Saskatchewan, Canada. I've been with this business for about 7 or 8 months now, and so far I am enjoying it. Some of the challenges that I have found have kept me from putting all my available time into this business is I'm a people pleaser. Whenever somebody needs my help, I'll go to them first, help them out, and then a lot of the time there's just like no energy left. So that's one thing that I have found has kept me from or distracted me from spending any amount of time on this business. And I am very, very guilty for it. I'll just follow all sorts of distractions. Another thing is listening to other people. I have so many people telling me that this business is never going to work. You're wasting your time. Just quit now. And I have a hard time with that a lot of the time. I listen to what people say. I care about people's opinions. But I am beginning to realize that I'm the one that sees these results here. So I try to pass this on. I enjoy coming up with different content to try and keep people engaged. I get quite a bit of engagement through my posts and whatnot, and seeing me succeed, that helped me to focus on this business and try to move forward. I have begun to find my voice a little bit more too. Telling people that I can't spend all the time that I have helping them out when I know that I have to be helping myself too. So all that together combined has helped me focus on my business a little bit more. And I've realized lately that because I'm putting more time into it has evolved. I can see that I'm getting more successful as I go, and that too has helped me really move forward with this business. And yeah, that's about it.
That's awesome, Susie. I mean, I had to give kudos to you for just being in this business for, I think you said 7 to 8 months. When I started, it took me 8 months even just to get through get to the point of doing the training and putting out my first ad, because I was so afraid to put myself out there. So I'm really glad that you are doing this and doing this live, because it takes a lot of courage to be able to do this. So congrats on you for doing that. And also thank you for sharing just sharing your experience, because there's nothing wrong with helping others. But as you find doing this business, and as you do a lot more, develop more personal growth in this business, you're going to see, like what you just mentioned, you're going to see that you need to start taking some of that time back and focus on you. And because a lot of us, we we give and give when we work for other people, like through jobs, through volunteer work and all that stuff, but we forget the number one person, which is ourselves. And so I'm glad that you've been able to start realizing that and starting to do that and focus more on your business. So thank you, Susie, for sharing your experience. Yeah. And yeah, so let's move on to the next person. I'll go to Keith. Keith, how are you? Introduce yourself. I know we've met, we've talked a lot online. I actually haven't really met you in person yet, so it's really going to be great to hear what you have to say. So yeah, introduce yourself and tell people sort of what your challenges have been.
Okay, thanks, Paulo. Yeah, so my name is Keith. I'm from Newfoundland, Canada. I'm a petroleum engineer technologist, father of one, and husband. My motivation, well, I guess challenges first, was getting out of my comfort zone, which I think is the biggest one for most people because you're doing something different. But in order to get different results or get something different down the road, of course, I realized that I had to do something different. So the motivation, or what motivates me to get there, is 5 years ago, I had a successful heart transplant. And I knew that once recovery happened, I was told, that this may not last forever and there could be complications. And I worked right up until the day that I got the call. Of course, we had to move, and we had to move to Ottawa, Canada for 6 months. And I realized once I recovered that I don't want to be in that position again, or let myself, stay in that position that I work until basically I drop. And that's pretty much where it was. It was my choice, and I could do it, and my company let me do it. So that's what's motivating me to keep going. And of course, our daughter, knowing that when the time is right, then we can pass on some of this business, or I can pass the whole thing on to our daughter, and knowing that that'll help her, when she's of mature age and she's got a good start. And yeah, another challenge, I guess, was juggling some time and life. Everybody's busy. Everybody's got kids. Everybody's got extracurricular outside of work. And for me, it was finding that sweet spot, like where I could sit down with myself and have a couple hours or an hour, every couple days, and I get a lot done versus trying to squeeze stuff in when you think of something in the middle of the day when you really can't put your attention to it and put your time and effort into it. So finding that sweet spot and, getting a couple hours that you can, be more successful in the day is what's been benefiting me this last couple of years.
All right, thank you, Keith. Yeah, I didn't know that about you, that you had that heart transplant, and it's a lot. I know a lot of people haven't gone through health scares like that, but like when you go through something like that, it really puts your life into perspective and what you think is important and what you don't think is important. So when you I'm sure that's a constant reminder for you, right? Like you don't want to go back to that sort of work environment where you're sort of overworked all the time. And like you said, the companies didn't care that you work, right? It's because in the end, it's what benefits them. They don't really look at employees and say like, oh, whatever, they might work an extra 2-3 hours a day, but it adds up, right?
I'm very lucky. The company that I work for, they kind of knew my situation before I started work. There was a previous history, something that was undiagnosed and cardiac arrest, long story. But anyways, they were aware of what was going on, and they were fully on board, and they're still fully on board. And when I needed time off to go for checkups or, pre-transplant, they were 100% on board. They know if I'm fine now, everything is number one, life is good, better than ever. But I just think in 10, 15 years down the road, I don't want to be in the situation where I was working remotely from the Ottawa Heart Institute. Yeah. Right. Which was my choice, but I'm choosing now not to do that again.
Yeah. No, thanks for clarifying that. Yeah, because I mean, some jobs are really good at that, supporting you throughout that, but a lot of jobs aren't like that because it's their bottom line that they look out first for them. So you're lucky. Yeah, you have an employer like that too. So thank you for talking about your challenges and your sharing us your experiences. So thanks, Keith.
No sweat.
Yeah. And Georgia, do you want to go after, and then we'll go Jules afterwards? So
sure. Sure. I'll go ahead. So, I'm Georgia Williams. I'm a coach, president, and CEO. I have 5 children. I have a lot going on in this house. I'm super, super busy. And I started this business about 4 years ago. And even before I started this business, like the twins were small, and a little bit of, background about me. I left from Toronto, Ontario. So I used to live in Toronto, Ontario. So where my girl came from, Nadia. And I left Toronto, Ontario, and I came to BC for a better life for me and my children, my 2 big children, my kid Meadow. So when I came here, my goal, was to just have a very freedom lifestyle with them. And I brought my business here on a smaller scale. I turned Christian. I noticed that my business failed. I was spending money constantly, all my savings. Nothing was like, pretty much, I had nothing going for me. In other words, I was fixing myself spiritually, but I had no way to make an income because I went through so much. Like my mom died, my dad had cancer. I just went through a really lot. So I faced many challenges, and I came to BC from Ontario for a better life because I didn't want to be smack downtown. I like literally, my business was taking everything it could possibly take out of me, my health and just my time away from my kids. I had nannies, and I just needed to get away. And I was living here when I was a young teenager with my mom and dad, so I knew BC was a great place to grow your children up. It's just so beautiful and spiritual. So long story short, I literally grew a life and came together with someone, and I had my twins and Violet, and it was like everything I could possibly think of. Like I really tried to help my spouse at the time out. Like I literally got him into all these different courses and real estate and whatever, and put him, like we got a hot dog cart business, and everything just wasn't cutting it. Like everything that I was trying to stay with the kids and trying to help him and get him up and running and support him, it didn't work. And I was in debt, and I was pretty much just sole provider, and everything that I put into my whole life, I felt like, what did I do? I worked all my life very, very, very hard in Toronto, and I have nothing to show for it. I have debt. I have my beautiful children. So I was going to get a job, and then I literally landed on this business. And I was so grateful. I was like, thank you, Jesus. I was so, so grateful because I was like, God gave me a break. So when I started this business, there was many challenges. Believe me, everybody and their mother and father was telling me, you've been scammed. What are you doing? I don't want to hear about it because I found gold. I want all my family and sisters to see what I'm doing. I'm like, you don't know how much money there is to be made in this. And they just thought I was crazy. And so then I started to make a lot of money. And then the people was like, what are you doing? And now a lot of my family members and friends and Christian brothers and sisters are in this business today. You see many of them here on the live, or, some of them are shy, but whatever the case may be, they're succeeding. So I kept focusing. I didn't let things get to me. In the beginning, I think what I let get to me was the time. Now, I was saying to Nadia, I know what she's going through. Like, I know the move, I know the thing. And I so, feel for her. And I'm so grateful that she's literally, even though she was away, she was still plugged in. She was still posting and still doing and still having her business run for her. And now she's like really back. So I'm grateful for that for her, and grateful that, we can continue to succeed together. Well, what I want to say is everything that I did, little increments, like an hour a day or every other day, like literally brought me buyers and leads, from making $360 to $1,200 and something, and to $1,000 or whatever the case may be. Like literally going up and up and up. And now I am where I am. So today, on a total of me working on my business, was maybe about 3 hours, 2 to 3 hours today. And it was actually fun things. I talked with my business partners. I literally, posted a little bit. I posted some inspirational stuff. The thing is on your when you talk about how does this business work and stuff, and because a lot of people are like, what do you do? See, the system is running in the background as we speak. So my business is running for me in the background as we speak, because our tech team, someone was like, you got your own tech team? Who built your websites? I said, my tech team. So our tech team, like literally, constructed everything and built our websites and / sales funnel, and then it's connected to these automated systems, right? So these automated systems push out, emails to your leads and continue to remind them of our product, continue to remind them to buy and continue to walk them through the buying process. So you don't have to be a pushy salesman. You don't have to go over after your leads. You don't have to cold call people like dealerships or whatever the case may be, whatever kind of workplace that has leads to. So that's what I love about this. And I pretty much stay focused by just realizing, what is your end game? What is your goal? Like you have to have a goal. So if you don't have a goal, you're not going to have much of a ambition. You're not going to have much of a drive. So that my goal is very big. I have a very large goal. And to other people, it might sound, like a fairy tale, but my goal is to help many people worldwide in different countries. And, of course, having my goal that I want to continue to be able to support my children. I gave them this life. Okay. They're in this home. They're in West Kelowna. They're being homeschooled. Okay. They're used to a certain lifestyle. Not that my children are spoiled, but they're used to a certain lifestyle. And they know where I'm bringing them. They know that I'm bringing them up to the top. And, there was a comment that Meadow, she has a little friend that she's talking to. One of their family members is like, I don't like the fact that it's a red flag that Meadow doesn't go to public school. I'm like, it's a red flag that you don't go to public school? They're saying that about you? And I was like, do they know that you've had this fancy online school and this and that? And it's like, yeah. So I walk out and then I come and then I'm thinking, and I go back to her and I'm like, I open up her door and I'm like, Meadow, tell your friend that your mom's rich and could put you into anything you ever decided and everything that you want. And tell your friend that your mama is going to put you into singing, into guitar, into famous. You're not an average kid, Meadow. Either is Mikey. I have big plans for my children. And that's my drive. That's my rock. Not only that, I want to influence my kids to continue to help people worldwide, nationwide. I'm going to have every, nation, the Georgia Williams Foundation, building up crops, houses, helping people to sustain themselves. The same way I do that with my business, because Tito's going to come here soon. He's going to tell you the fish story. He always has a fish analogy. You don't give them a fish, you give them, and then you teach them to fish, and then they eat for life. He always says that. And it's true. I'm going to teach you how to make an incredible income for life. And this is what my business community has taught me. And that's how I'm succeeding a lot. So that's my story. And that's how I stay focused. Anybody want to comment on it?
Thanks, Georgia. No, that's really great. I know your major whys are your kids, right? And I love how you are thinking about their future, thinking about how you can encourage them to sort of do like something more like an entrepreneur, like helping them bring out their talents. Because I find a lot of our talents and creativity as we get older, as we become adults, become buried because we're so busy with our day-to-day work. And I love that you are going to give your kids that opportunity to just keep growing those skills and not have them buried. So no, thanks. I know you've got a busy life with 5 kids, and I still don't know how you do it. Because like you're chatting away to like 12, 1 in the morning, and then you're up at like 6, 7 in the morning too. So I just love how it's just no excuse to keep moving in this business. And I know why. It's because of your kids. So thank you. All right. So Jules, you're up next. Just unmute yourself and just introduce yourself to everyone and just let them know sort of your challenges that you've gone and experienced so far.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jules. I'm originally from Ontario. I lived in Hamilton most of my life, and I moved out west about 10 years ago to better myself as well. I got into the oil field. I heard stories of the big money up there, so I pursued that venture, and it's been a long road, but it's been successful for the most part. The thing with me that got me into this business. I just wanted to step outside the box and find another way to replace my income. So not so much to make money because I was making pretty good money, but just to replace that six-figure income and fire my boss up north. Um, I have two kids here as well, so I'm away from my family quite a bit. So the biggest thing for me was time, and time is the most important resource we have. And if I'm able to replace my income, I don't have to go to town and work anymore. I can be home with my kids, you know, take them to their games, spend time with my family, and that was the main thing for me. What keeps me focused? I'm an athlete. I come from a athletic background. I ran track and field, played basketball, did martial arts. And the thing with sports is if you want to be on top of the game, you have to be consistent. So consistency, training, your diet, all those things have to be top notch if you want to be the best. And the same thing applies to this business. Consistency with your posts, with your ads, with staying in contact with Georgia and Cyril. Those are the things that I found have helped me stay focused. I've had the same thing where you get discouraged and you reach out to your leaders and they get you back on track, just like a coach, right? Just like a coach of a sport. So that's basically for me. I'm pretty simple. It's not a long story for me. It's a pretty straightforward story, and that's basically it. I like that we don't have to go door to door or call people and all that stuff like the MLM style. I'm not about that life. Just keeping it simple, keeping it real, being honest. You don't have to deceive people or lie to people. It's straight up honest. And I've met Georgia and Cyril. They came to Edmonton. I've met them face to face. I know they're legit. I know this business is legit, and I know this takes time. And I heard you saying earlier that it took you like 8 months just to get your first ad out. So just hearing stuff like that gives me motivation, it gives me inspiration. And I hope other people see that it doesn't happen overnight. This is not a get rich uh, quick scheme. This is not a scheme at all. This is legitimate, and it takes its time. You just got to put the time in, and the results will come. So I'm glad to see everybody is here. We're on the same page, and this team is getting bigger, getting stronger, and I'm just happy to be part of this team.
Thanks, Jules. I like how you touch on the time. Like time is like literally our important resource because no matter if you're poor, mediocre, rich, like the time is the same for all of us, but it's just how we manage our time. And my ex-husband actually was in the oil field, so I know the stories of you're not just working 12 hours, you're working like almost 18, 20-hour days. And so I feel for you, like with the time away from your family, because it's a long trek because you're probably working more up in like Alberta, northern BC, and up in that area. So, and you're working in cold weather too. That's the other part.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, no, yeah. So it's great that you found this opportunity and that you are ready to be uncomfortable to get comfortable in your in your life to create that freedom lifestyle. And you'll get there. Honestly, you'll get there. What you just said, you're staying plugged in. You're using the analogy of being an athlete, and that's what the same thing what you are doing with this business. So I can't wait to see your future successes in this business.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, so I guess that's I'm the last one left. So like I said, I'm Paulo. I'm from Vancouver, Canada. Grew up in Calgary, Filipino background. And I am a nurse by career, and I've been nursing for 19 plus years. And so the challenges I had during that time when I started the business was just the time, because I was working for a pharmaceutical company and I was flying between Alberta and BC. And so the training was awesome because it's online. You can access it 24/7. And so I was still staying connected. I was watching the masterminds, but it was just the courage part. Like I mentioned earlier, I just didn't have the courage to put myself out there. I was scared. I was nervous, even though like I'm on I was in Facebook, Instagram on personal level. I never did it. I never used it on business side of it. So that scared me because I'm like, I don't know what to say. I don't know how to present myself in a way that looks professional. So that held me back a lot. And the other thing too, just with work is just the work challenges. Like Susie mentioned, like, she was always helping others, and being a nurse, I work in oncology clinical trials research at that time. And so I work long hours because me and my colleague, we were short staffed for 2 years. So I was working a 3 nurse workload for 2 years. So I was working late. I was working weekends because it's patients. I have to get patients on clinical trials, and it's very time sensitive. A lot of these things is if you mess something up, a patient can't get on to their last treatment that they can, go on to have an extra 6 months, a year, 2 years of their lives. So it was a lot of pressure on me to balance that. And so that was challenges in my life back then with trying to get the business started. And now like my challenges that I have is like, I was working contract job, so I was doing that. I'm busy working Monday to Friday. Plus, I'm taking Spanish lessons on top of that. So I'm, doing lessons. I'm taking tutoring once a week. And then just like a few weeks ago, my uncle got diagnosed with leukemia. So I'm having to go to the hospital and visit him as well. But, there's always going to be personal challenges that come on our plate, like all of us who are here would mention. But I don't let it stop me from, going and doing the business, because I schedule everything on my phone, like everything to the T, with like meeting up with people, meeting up with for dinners, going to movies, going to gym. I schedule everything on my phone. And once it's scheduled, it totally changes your mindset of knowing what your priorities are. And I like how Jasmine said that, if you have time to watch Netflix, you have time to do other things, you have time to do the business. And it doesn't have to just be like an hour, 2 hours. It can just be a minute, like 15, 20 minutes. If you can do that every day, it does add up. So what I'm trying to say here is, yeah, it doesn't matter how busy you are still able to do this business. It's just a matter of you getting less fearful of being in front of cameras, or doing this, or just doing something new and trying and taking a risk, because we're not used to change. We're so used to being comfortable, and we don't want to leave our comfort zone. And when you don't leave your comfort zone, you're not going to be able to create changes in life. And with this business, we've seen thousands of people's lives change because they made themselves uncomfortable for a bit, so that they can create a freedom lifestyle that is going to last forever. Because like what a couple of people said here, you can pass it down to your kids afterwards as well. So so those are my challenges that I had, with personal challenges, and what keeps me going. And sort of the one thing I want to add in, what keeps me going, is that with that contract job I was doing, we had an emergency meeting. I remember in summer, because I'm helping implement this whole patient electronic medical system in all of British Columbia. And so I was helping with BC Cancer Vancouver, and they had an emergency meeting because they found out that a lot of people were working weekends and evenings, and they were crying, literally crying, because of how overworked they are. And here I am at that meeting, and just sitting there thanking the universe and being grateful that I have my business, that I'm like, I don't have to deal with that in a way that causes me that kind of stress to make me come home and cry. Like it's just, it shocks me to see how people are putting so much work into making other people's dreams come true. I know this is for health and all that stuff, but in other jobs, you're making other people's dreams come true, whereas they can apply that same energy and use it towards creating their own business, creating their own empire that can benefit their family. And like what Georgia wants to do, create a foundation to help other people. And that's sort of one of the things I want to do, just from hearing Georgia, is like create my own foundation so I can help my family, friends, and help even my nieces and nephews. Instead of like an education fund, that fund is going to go and teach them how to become entrepreneurs, how to become a business person, how to become financially literate, because that's a lot of things we never get taught in schools. And that's what I want to achieve with this business. Well, one of the things I want to achieve with this business. So yeah, that's it. That's all for me that I have to say. So thanks, everyone.
We just had a few people backstage, but I love how I always love listening to you, because your stories are so real, and you touch on points that people are going through. Like it's real, guys. People are literally crying, stressed, overworked, underpaid. I can talk about real quickly. Okay, I fed my kids sandwiches one day. And one day I literally said to them, I'm taking my laptop in the room. You guys are being too loud. I need to finish this while we're eating dinner. That's that's a hard day for me. But when somebody says like they're crying because they can't sleep, they can't eat, they can't go to the bathroom, they can't be with their kids, they can't, like my heart, and for what little things that we're sacrificing, you know, like a huge big 3-course meal or whatever, or you know, we don't spend 20 minutes with our kids, and you know, that's what I'm sacrificing, and not often, where it's just like I literally am grateful for what I have right now. And it's what I feel is, to everybody who's watching, if you lose this opportunity, it's a very big shame. If you pass by this video and you don't watch our free workshop, which our free workshop is starting right now, if you don't watch our free workshop and you're not wanting to, you know, take a leap of faith and do something out of the box, you're missing out on something that will change your life forever. And to all those who are business owners and who started the business and are not really working on the business, guys, you don't know what you have. You may have not went through training. You may have not looked at the incentives. You may don't remember how much money I told you you're going to make in one sale. How could you not put effort into this? If you only make $20 to $40 an hour on your current job, and you're putting 8 to 12 hours a day, and you can make $1,000, $2,000 a sale on this business in one sale, in 1 hour of doing work, 2 hours of doing work, why would you not do that? It's insane. Why would you not? Like, that's where I come to realize with a little makeup company or just jobs, or if I would have took that job at a car dealership, they was only giving like $200 a sale for a car. Now, if let's just put it in car sales. I love cars. I want it to be, I wanted to work at a car dealership because I love cars, but I don't want to waste my time. I don't want to start where you're only going to give me $200 for a car sales. Now I have to meet this person. I have to be at this workplace. I have to call this person. I have to get back to them. I have to meet with them a couple times and then make the sale. That's going to take probably about a week, and that's just one sale. And if I don't make a certain quota, I don't get a bonus. I'm being paid, whether if you make a certain quota, you only get paid. You don't get paid the commissions. You're getting a salary, and you know, some don't pay salary. Some are just commission based. And it was too much stress. I was thinking, if I take that job, it's so stressful, and I'm gonna have to fight these ups, and they are slimy, those little salespeople at the car dealerships. I was like, I don't want to do that. I could see. I looked at everybody. I'm like, I don't like that. And I don't like how they upsell people. They're telling people that there's packages. You have to buy these winter packages for $2,200. And really, truly, this winter package is only like $200 or $300. And I'm like, I don't like that either. I'm Christian. I don't want to lie to people. So there was just a whole bunch of things that I didn't like. See, the thing is the world wants you to think that all these things are illegal, and they're not. They're really illegal, and they're hiding it behind everything. The world, there's a big veil over everything, and they try to make you think like everything's good and okay, and the system has the best interest for you, and we got your back. That's not true. Be careful what you believe in this world. Go for yourself. Boom for yourself. Work hard now on your goals and your dreams, so you can retire in your 30s, or you can retire early, and you can become a millionaire, and you can do whatever you want. Money is power. I don't care who tells you otherwise. Money is power. I learned that at a very young age. You could buy whatever you want. You could take your family wherever you want. You could run if you want. Okay, if there's a big disaster, you can buy a whole bunch of food. You can get a jet. Whatever you need to do. If you have money, it's power. And you don't want to be powerless here on this earth. Okay? Because yes, we have power in us. God is in us. But at the end of the day, we got to have a reality. We're here on this earth to have experience, a human experience. Why not get rich in the meantime? Why not share the wealth? Why not help others? Why not be comfortable? Why not live nicely? Why not be able to spread the love, to spread money, to do what you need to do? So I'm grateful to have this business. I'm grateful that I have this just in case of anything, just like Paula was saying. It's a reality check. A lot of, like when I come to these and we host them, it makes me realize more and more. It's a huge reality check for me because I see what people are going through. Because I literally wanted to get out of the old school way of making a living with family business, right? Because it was always like, have your own business. Don't work for someone else. You don't need education. And I was growing up, I'm like, oh, the European family. My family is so crazy. You need schooling, mom and dad. Like, stop treating us like this. We're all like old school. We know nothing. Now as an adult, I'm like, mom and dad knew it. Mom and dad was right. You work for someone, you get treated like crap. They're the boss over you. You can't go to the washroom, excuse me for saying, you can't eat when you want. You can't go take a trip when you want. My mother and father worked like dogs. Let me just tell you that. And they passed away young, so they didn't take care of themselves properly. But what I would say is they taught me to hustle and to realize that, go forth and succeed and make yourself boom. And for anybody who's watching this right now, you found gold. You found gold. And I made a little joke about my new business partner. He was in mining, and he's tried to start his own other business, like a security business. And he's from Africa, and he's like, it didn't work out. And I was like, well, you found gold. So you did. You really found gold. There's nothing out there that you're going to find you're going to make this much commissions per sale. You're not going to find this much support. You're not going to find high-end products that convert in high revenue. You're not going to find a community where they literally build you everything you need to succeed above and beyond. I don't know how much longer Tito will take, but maybe I'll leave the floor open to anybody who wants to, comment on what any of us talked about, or if there's something that came to their mind. I'll give you a moment. I'll mute myself.
The good thing about owning a business too is you get, certain tax write-offs and benefits as well. So that's also a great thing about owning your own business, in addition to all the monetary gain you can achieve with it. So yeah, I love it, man. It's a great place to be. And Georgia hit a point there that kind of resonated with me when she said, when you go to work, your bosses kind of control your life, dictate what you do. I'm not someone that really likes to take orders from people. I'll take instructions and directions from people, but I don't like taking orders from people. I like people tell me when I can and can't do something. If I want to go to Jamaica or go somewhere, I want to just get on a plane and just book it and go. And that's why I can't wait to that day where I can just say adios and I'm out. And this will be the focal point of my finances. And yeah, I look forward to traveling a lot through this business a lot. That's a big thing here. So anyone who's watching this, there's a lot of opportunities if you like to travel as well. And sure, we all like to be on a beach somewhere, not be in Canada. So we're in a great place.
Yeah, that's one thing I want to point out. Jules, thanks for bringing that. Like how you can work anywhere with this business as long as there's a Wi-Fi connection. I was able to do it a couple of years ago. I worked down in Mexico for 5 months. I was working down there, and then last year I did it for a month, and then this year I'm going to do it again. So it just shows you how portable this business is. As long as you have your phone, that's it. I mean, you can do a lot of things on laptop, we tell people, but just because of the screen size, but a lot of it you can do in your phone, which it makes it very mobile business. I was talking to one of my other business colleagues, and she was like at a jiu-jitsu game with her son, and she was still doing the business. So yeah, it just shows you no matter what you are doing, you can take your phone and work on the business. A lot of it is dealing with social media. We do social media all the time on a personal level where we're scrolling through feeds. So why not change that mindset and use it for business? Because it's there. You already have the skill set to do it. And we teach you how to do those skill sets so that you learn how to do advertising on social media platforms or free posts that are business related. So yeah, it's a really great opportunity. I've learned so much already with this business, and it's stuff that I have never thought I would learn, but it's stuff that I've applied, I've gained and absorbed, and I actually have been able to help other family members and other friends who have other businesses, because I've been able to teach them how to do marketing on social media platforms. Like my one cousin, she does microblading in the US. So when she was starting her platform on Instagram, she only had maybe about 100 or so followers. And so I told her little tips and tricks that I've seen from our training and what I've learned from following other Instagrammers, that now her followers is over 50,000 people. So, and that's in a matter of just a year and a half. So it just shows you the power of social media. We're on our phones all the time. So leverage that skill set that we already have.
100%. And can you read what it says on here?
Yeah, it's my mom. Yeah. She's my biggest follower. So I forgot to mention, she's one of my other biggest whys. She is, she's done so much for me and my brother growing up, and she's separated from my dad. So she's just living paycheck to pension on her pension. And it's not much. You don't get much in Canada for pension. And so I really, really push hard so that I can help her get to enjoy a real good retirement. So next year I told her I'm going to take her on a cruise because her birthday was in October. So I'll do that next year or even earlier. So that's one of my goals.
That is so sweet. I was looking at the comments. She's like, watching from Calgary. I'm Paula's mom. I'm so proud of him for doing it. God bless you always. And luck on your journey and success. I love you all. Like, that is so sweet. That's something I would bother Mikey. I'd put Mikey on the spot. Mikey, I love you. Something I would do. I love the fact that your why has to do with your mom too, because so many people here and in our community, like literally a lot of people from our community are Filipino, but there's so many people that has family back home in their country and they want to bring them or they want to help them or they're here in Canada. And I find that so amazing. When my mom and dad was living, I used to help them constantly. And yeah, I helped a lot of my business partners too, the same way. Like I helped people get their business going. I helped my friend get her real estate agent going, like agency and everything. Like I know that whatever we have, our training has even helped people on another level. So I helped even myself with my foundation. People just start giving me donations out of nowhere. I was like, what? I didn't even expect that. And then the same thing with Tito, with like he wants to go singing and stuff. So I set him all up with his gig. So yeah. Did anybody else want to mention anything? And I was gonna say about Jules, like Jules, you have a big why. Okay, and I wanted to say real quick, like the way I see a lot of work environments and how people are treated, like to me, this should be people's big whys. Like I'm leaving, and I'm gonna, if to those who don't have kids and like whatever, I'm not doing anything anyways. Think again. You never know when you're gonna find that love. You never know when you're gonna want to pick up a new hobby. You never know when something's gonna change, or even if you do have a hobby, you can make that hobby into your career. You can become a famous, basketball player. You can become a famous actor. You can become whatever you want in life. Just work at it. Like I follow so many inspirational people, and lately I've been watching so much inspirational little things on Instagram and Facebook, and it just continues to talk over and over and over again. Failure comes, but it doesn't come without success. There's people who are the most, I guess, awarded fitness, gurus out there. People who are the biggest actors, people who are the billionaires, people who like Dan Lok, like, somebody who continues to advise people, Grant Cardone, like I can go on and on. They've said they went through so much, literally loss. They can lose so many times, but then if you keep picking yourself up and you keep staying focused, you're going to succeed. So we're coming up on the 60-minute mark. I don't want to keep anybody anymore. Tito, he went to a few shops and he didn't tell me. He told me he's coming right home, but that I guess he stopped because I called him and he said he was still on his way home. So I want to say God bless everybody. Thank you for coming. I am super grateful that we have so many people here. Thank you for staying this whole hour. If anybody wants to watch our free workshop, please go to our links in this post or message us privately. Mine is georgiawilliams.ca. You can see Paulo's here, Jasmine's, everybody's on here that you can't. If you don't see their website on here, just message them privately and they'll send you the free workshop and you can watch the replay right away and you get a link to watch us live. And if you literally, just have a few questions, don't be afraid, message us. And anybody that you see this post on or this live, it means we coach and mentor them. So they're able to help you get started. So message them. So thank you guys. God bless. Bye all.